Hey everyone, welcome to today's Spotlight webinar. Today we're going to be featuring Westcliff University, and we're about to start in just a few seconds. Before that, like every other day, I'd like to remind everyone watching that this will go live. So if you have any questions, please feel free to write them down and we'll go over them at the end. But if you're not able to stick around, you can watch this later, either on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Westcliff University's profile page on applywave.com. So without any further ado, please welcome Annabelle from Westcliff University.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Annabelle. I'm so glad to be here. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Annabelle. How you doing?
Great. Thank you so much. How are you?
Good, good. Well, it's been a while since we've actually been able to talk a bit. So what I wanted to do today is kind of show everyone what is Westcliff University. You know, what's special about Westcliff? Where are you guys at? I know you guys have multiple campuses, so I want to start asking about your location, like where you guys are located in general.
Absolutely, yes. I love this question just because I just love the area we're in. I'm a little biased on that. We are located in the U.S., and we have our main campus in California in Irvine. So Irvine is right between Los Angeles and San Diego. And we also have a new campus that opened in Miami, Florida. So that's very exciting and great location.
Are there any main differences between one campus and the other, or are they pretty much the same?
One campus, the Florida one, now has limited programs that are available there, just because we're still developing. But you know, the programs are the same in both locations.
Okay. And I know you're going to have a lot to say about this because to everyone watching, Annabelle was actually an international student for Westcliff, so you'll have firsthand information of someone who went through the entire process. So I want to ask, what's that initial step when students actually arrive maybe to one campus or the other? What are those first few days like for students?
Yes, that's a great question. And I think it's, you know, obviously like every new experience, it's a little, you know, you feel a little fear and afraid. You don't really know what to expect. But we have the new student orientation, which is where all students gathered, and then on campus you meet with your advisor and student services advisor as well, and connect with you know, people from your class. And I think that's really something that is helpful. You have that firsthand community, and just the sunshine of California in general. When you land, it's like, I'm from Europe, so when I landed, it was a very different landscape, a lot of palm trees and sun, and people are very friendly. So yeah, definitely a new experience, you know, firsthand.
What part of Europe are you from?
I'm from France.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so pretty much a very different scenery, I'll imagine, to that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And going into more of the student experience in general, which again, you'll have very good feedback on. We know that on the weekends, you know, most times students will say that they're studying and whatnot, but you know, there's a life outside of that. So what are some main things that students can do around town, some activities? It's a concert place or more sport-like, you know, what would you do on the weekends?
Oh my gosh, there's so many options. I feel like the place we are, especially in Irvine, we are right between San Diego, Los Angeles, like I mentioned, and then we're also very close from Las Vegas. We have a lot of different beaches nearby as well. So I don't know, from one weekend to another, you can be in total different place. So like I remember, I would even say like 3 months ago, I did a weekend in Big Bear, which is our ski resorts. It's 2 hours from campus. So we're skiing and snowboarding. And then the next, we're at the beach doing a bonfire or going on a hike, or, you know, there's also plenty of shopping centers and museums. I mean, there's always something to do, and it's very diverse. It's really fun.
Sounds like a lot of stuff, fun stuff to do overall, and a lot of options. Now you're from France, but usually is there a general region that most international students are from, or is it extremely like diverse and cultural?
Westcliff, it's super diverse.
I'm sorry, we're having a bit of
yeah, we have 92 different nationalities represented.
Okay. Oh, sorry, we're having a bit of an
So
internet
it's,
delay. Sorry,
oh,
you froze a bit on that second. Sorry to everyone watching. We're having some connection
oh,
problems. We'll just wait a second to see if that gets fixed. So, okay, you were mentioning that it's extremely diverse. I think you mentioned about 92 nationalities.
yeah, 92 different nationalities represented. So it's very diverse, people from all over. It's really great, you know, either in the classrooms, just because everyone is sharing from their experience, but also when you make friends, you learn from different places, and then you try different kind of food, and it's a good mind-opening experience too.
Yeah, I actually in my university I had a similar situation. Like I wasn't the one to leave, but many students did come from Europe, specifically Germany. And again, yeah, they'd have completely different point of views and opinions, which actually does, enrich the class and help, get you a broader understanding of the world. And you're also thinking about, different ways and perspectives. So I think that's also something important to mention. Now
Exactly.
going a bit further into campus itself, I'm just gonna go for the Irving one first. What are a few activities that students can do there?
On campus, yes, we have student clubs. So the students can join different clubs. We have entrepreneurship club. We have some intramural for like sports as well. And then in our campus, just in general, there's always places to hang out with friends, places to eat. We have our new campus that opened in May 2020, and it's beautiful, brand new campus, very enjoyable place to be.
And you are at this moment technically still a student, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, still a student as well. Yes.
So now we have a really good idea of how much you actually like the experience overall.
Overall, I mean, I love it. I spend so much time either, working within Westcliff or studying at Westcliff. But it's a great experience. I really enjoy it.
So going into the working part, I would imagine you guys have a good internship programs for the students you guys have, depending on what they're studying.
Yes. So for the students that want to do internship, there are opportunities. They can do off-campus internship while they go through their programs. And then they can also do that after they graduate for 1 year. We have our career services at campus that can help the students, on, their resume, motivation letters, or just, you know, even just brainstorming on like what they want to look for. So it's a great resource for the students to find something they really like.
So a good preparation system for those students. I'd imagine it was a similar process for you, and that's how you're now actually working at the school, but at the same time still a student.
Yeah, definitely. There are on-campus opportunities as well. So for the students we have our student ambassadors program right now that just launched. So for the students to meet with, for webinars and things like that, or for different missions on campus. So yes, there are opportunities.
And actually, about the campus itself, would you say it's like a big campus, small campus? What are students actually expecting when they go there? Because some of them might have different preferences or likings, but just see for them to have an actual idea of what they're going to see when they arrive.
Yes, I would say our campus has about 3,000 students. So it's a pretty decent size. But within the classroom in general, we have smaller amount of students, so about 10 to 15 students per class. So you have that, school environment where you meet a lot of people within the school. But when you're actually in the classroom, you're able to connect deeper with the people within your class and have actual conversations and interactions.
So a good amount of people, in general, but then it does allow you to feel that individual attention and teamwork when it comes to actually being in the classroom. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So you are doing your master's, but going a bit more into academics, what would be some of the top programs at Westcliff?
Yes, so our top programs that we have, the MBA, so Masters of Business Administrations, one of our top one. We also have our BBA, which is Bachelors of Business Administrations. Those programs have a lot of different concentrations to choose from. We also have our programs in engineering as well. So our Masters of Computer Science, Information Technologies, our education as well. So we have Bachelors of Education, MA TESOL, Masters of TESOL, and then different certificates too for the students that might not be too sure if that's a program they want to go for and want to try for a few credits as well. So a good diversity of programs.
And are there any specific requirements that students might need to be able to go to Westcliff?
So the main requirements would be the personal statements. That one is big, to see how motivated are the students and, what kind of program they want to be into. We also ask for previous transcripts, any background with English that helps, English proficiency. And yeah, anything that the students might want to share. We don't require GMAT, GRE, or SAT.
Okay.
So that's not something that the students, need to worry about. If they have it, that's great. But if not, it's okay too.
I think a lot of students felt a relief when they heard that final
Yeah,
part.
I know I did. So,
I studied in a university in Mexico, but I did, do my SAT, and I remember how hard it was, and it was more of a nervous thing, like the
yes.
pressure feeling you have to do really good. So I think many students will be relieved about that. I wanted to ask as well. You guys, I know you guys have some sort of specific scholarships when it comes to students.
I'm having connection issue. Can you repeat that for me?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to rephrase the question a little bit because I got stuck in the middle. Going back a bit into what the students do in a regular day, this might be a question that mostly parents are interested in knowing. What would be an average cost per year for a student, an international student that will attend Westcliff? Oh, sorry, we're still having a bit of connection problems.
Cost per year, depending on.
Oh, sorry. No, you froze.
Yes, just a little bit. So I'm.
You froze.
Okay, great. So yeah, the lifestyle, I would say, really depends on the students' preferences. I personally have tried different kind of housing accommodations, so the price very varied. I've done homestaying, when you can stay with an American company, if you live with roommates on your own. So that really, can be different from student to student. But on average, I would say the cost of living for a year in California is roughly about, $15,000, which is why also, doing off-campus internship is a great opportunity, applying for scholarships as well. But overall, it's the prime spot to be completely transparent. But in terms of lifestyle, I think it depends. If the student choose to do off-campus internship, they might do that, during the day and then go at in their classes in the evening. But yeah, overall, there's greater flexibilities within the class time for them to be able to accommodate their life around. Does that answer your question?
In a way. I know so many people watching thinking about doing work in the mornings, like internships, and then studying sounds impossible, but it is possible. Like I had to do it, so I imagine you had to do it as well. Can you give a few tips on how you actually managed to be able to do the hours in the morning and the hours in the afternoon, so they're not that afraid of that part? Because it's something that most of us will have to do.
Yeah, of course, and it's normal to fear a little bit at first, just because it seems like a lot and all this, but it's just being prepared and organized. I think just having your schedule down and making sure that you know your timing. And I would say just take breaks too in between, just eat and have fun before you go to school and things like that. It really relaxes your mind and allow you to do that in the long run. But it is very doable and it's a great experience.
Yeah, I felt like I had to set up a complete calendar for like this next 6 months every single time the semester started. But you're right, it's completely doable. Nothing that a few cups of coffee won't fix.
Exactly.
Every single morning. Is that somehow like your day-to-day today, since you're doing your master's and also working?
Yeah, I have my little calendar right next to me, and then I just I have down my hours for my internship or for work, and then my class time. And what I personally like to do is outlining all the homeworks that I have to do by
Mm.
deadline, so
Yeah.
that I have them in front of me and I don't have that stress anymore because I know when they are and how to better prepare myself. So I think with time and practice, it will become easier and easier,
I think
second nature.
yeah, I think that actually forces you in a way to be prepared, to be well organized later on in your life, and that's going to
Mhm.
help you regardless of your job or maintaining other stuff, as even maintaining, as you were saying, I think at the beginning, like the balance between work and the life and social life. So knowing that you can do other stuff outside of just work and study, that those are available to you. What I want to do right now is actually show everyone that's watching how to find Westcliff University on applywave. So I'm going to share my screen in just about a second.
Great.
Sorry, my internet takes a minute. So sharing screen and share, perfect. Okay. So right now we are at the profile page for Westcliff University. As you'll see, a very beautiful picture of the background, but I'm going to go to the home page to walk everyone through the process of actually getting to this point. Now, as we know, we can log in as a student, and as it says up here, because I'm not logged in, you can click login and it'll ask you for your username and password, which I won't do right now, but note that it's extremely easy to do. And if you don't have an account, you can create one in really easy steps as well. In this case, we're going to look under the study level of bachelor's degree and go ahead and simply write Westcliff, there we go, Westcliff University. Click the button, it'll load on itself, and click search. And this will take you to the pre-profile of the school. Once we're here, we'll see general information of the school, as well as reveal a scholarship and a tuition. It says reveal now because I am not logged in. So to everyone, if you want to get the complete information, just sign up real quick. If you click read more, this is where you'll actually see the profile we were at a few seconds ago. Again, you'll see a picture of the town around school on campus. Again, the tuition, possible scholarship, and then tuition, a few of the requirements that are needed for admissions or scholarship. Some main programs, the levels as we were mentioning at the beginning, master's and bachelor's. Geographic location, also on the map, so you'll be able to see how close to the water you guys, Westcliff actually is. And as we said at the beginning, really close to the ocean and multiple cities. And at the bottom, a gallery, which will give you a bit of an actual view of what the school and campus looks like, and some really interesting videos of students talking about their own experience at Westcliff. So done sharing, and back to you, Annabelle. Before we wrap up, any things you'd like to mention to any students watching, any recommendations, tips?
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely encourage you to try that experience. It's life-changing. You learn a lot about, yourself and about, what your capabilities and your options for the future. It's a great place to live and study, and it really feels like a family. So, yeah, I hope to see you on campus, to be truly honest, maybe in the same class, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Westcliff is a good choice.
Well, thank you for your time today. I think you were a great example to showcase, what it actually is like to be an international student to the students watching. And to everyone watching now, you know who will be helping you out with this initial process and possibly even be your classmate. So thank you again for being here today. Thank you again for everyone watching. And without anything else to say, we'll see you next time.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Alex. Bye, everyone.
Bye.